Ebusafo no ndo abo apa ho simadu yamamu nyina akwaba kase boy twa to da mu nyina na semufo asone so a yede ebesom ye wi ampanyfo betena se na omde nkomotwetwe aka mo ho mesho afi no adru fi a me kamfo this way chocolate drink e the amount tete kwashi koko di free Fernando po baye na ampanyfo di afam fidi mu omayam ne feko nei se opese obubo bi afan so share kakra edondon na di so nyu kakra na de afra ena anadwi ubobia onabe odo obesha no pano no nya hoden foforo e de ko nyuma so special ice mineral water e so etu abribi ponim ye de afam fidi mu ani krogen me sho na wotwe wie ye obehyefa awo beba besraw party eyeyo enso ado beso ma awo mo banyina special ice mineral water sen makom yenu e na aso yasna no ndu kasebo ye de ebeso mo na nsema ye de bramo no de di mutintimai ni bi ne se
Ensema ene yedi edika ene se Chief Justice Obampani amanagina nchenka kresan se nipa wi cheso wadi djuma bia emu enna ho wakasa troman ba ne se okaso da djuma to a wa moa omane sanse sema yedi bodo ko demu na ho ne ko ba ne sa abebe yense na ho emmoa oman enkanko
sanso ena wakasa ne Ghana ya mamra constitution no ade a ebo empanyfo a sabi omo security agencies ye ne aban ba ye omo ya maybe akwotire fie no ose constitution no ebe omo ban enti ni se sa ne omo no etimi eto omo
na eto ansem no so asasem ya na amanyeku NDC ati akonya so yo kasa ne amansan edi kitan wo mampani atran ero of super chese ye maame tokonu be kan ye no omo de otan bi enu ne mumemra na omo de ye adwuma
when some out on the besom ye na yesom anumre me Kwame Owusu Eduomimene
enim ado ye ransem na ye ko maame Gertrude Esaba tokonu na ono na oye Chief Justice aye atemuafo no odawma no na mampani John Dramani Mahama bai na nipa bi di asem koda ne se enime bi a waye ne ade no emu na ho tie hwe ne nsemu na no mampani gina mamra so Justice ade a onyina nchene hwe nsenu wi amona obetore adwuma so bono so a na de mra ne se no omo aka chane no ne aba montin abeka nsem bi a chese nsema de bono kwadu no kura na bi wo ho kura na ohunu ti ihunu na enu achi so no ensema mu na ho de se koba so no ogina nchense onye adwuma ne bi mu a enya de abo oman Ghana sanse be yense na ho de ho ba obi esori ana so obi ka asem bi na pani bi a oye adwuma de abo oman Ghana na asem bi de be bono mu na ho kura na ogina nchenche ono de obetwen masori nyina akora wieye se amona obeto de adwuma so.
Again, resigning or retiring while Article 146 proceedings are being conducted to remove a judge is not an option any judge or public official can even have. There is a decided case on the matter by the Supreme Court. The suit number is J6/02/2019. Again, no one has the authority to walk away from proceedings started by the state. Judgment can be entered against you because you fail to defend yourself. And a judge who resigns or retires would still lose all entitlements that they have worked for because they failed to defend the claims and resigned or retired while the proceedings were still going on. Therefore, if false claims are made against a judge or commissioner or other public office holder subject to Article 146 proceedings just to achieve a political agenda, the solution cannot be to resign or voluntarily retire out of frustration, pressure, or fear. You would only subject yourself to two cruelties: a judgment based on false claims and loss of everything you have worked for. It may well be that the efforts being made are intended to frustrate me so that I resign, so that the architects of the scheme can go back into the media and say that the wild and unfounded allegations were not defended because they were true and I had no defense to them. As Chief Justice of the nation, who has been given the privilege and obligation to lead administration of justice, I should not turn tail and run when I know the implications of not defending false and unwarranted charges. If I resign under these circumstances, I will be saying that this flawed, unknown, and opaque process is acceptable. It is not.
Abra Bantemo for Penny e Kasa Ewon Central Phone Shemu ene ofre no sign edi tudwa se ene Ghana Mra Constitution e adea ebo omo sebi omo dibia bi ewo man mu ase enkankan ono eka ho ne mpanifo ahodo a aman no apa omo so omo mo adwuma no na ochemu se eye Ghana Constitution article 146 eno ebo omo ho ban ti sa ban tu go ba anasa ban sesa obia nu ho kwan se otimi eyi omo.
Even though there is no constitutional instrument passed to regulate the proceedings of an Article 146 committee, Ghana has a constitutional instrument regulating the work of all commissions or committees of inquiry. This is the Commissions of Inquiry Practice and Procedure Rules 2010, CI 65. And in Article 1467 of our Constitution, if a committee is set up for the removal of a Chief Justice, the committee is supposed to, quote-unquote, inquire into the petition, the answer, and the prima facie case. Therefore, we are dealing with a committee of inquiry. In spite of this, on 15th May, the committee decided, without listening to my lawyer, that it will conduct the hearing as not as an inquiry, but as litigation. So they rejected the use of CI 65, which was created for the regulation of inquiries, and said they will use the High Court Civil Procedure Rules, CI 47. Then they decided that each petitioner can conduct his case as he sees fit. So they don't need to present the petition to them. Then they decided that the petitioners can call public officials to confirm what they themselves have not testified to. So, ladies and gentlemen, because the proceedings are being conducted as if it is a normal litigation between the petitioners and myself, their lawyers now choose and pick which parts of the evidence that public officials present to put on the table. This is also in violation of known rules regarding proceedings of a committee of inquiry, because a committee of inquiry must have its own lawyer, and when it starts the proceedings, the petitioner becomes no more than a witness for the committee to prove the allegations that led to the setting up of the committee of inquiry.
Na Chief Justice Mampeni Amana Tranche ekasa wiye no na Mampeni Atraye de onye mansan edin kitaho Honorable Ofusukwachi ono so ejina simpie su kasa se espa mamena kana kwakwese amanyesum enti na yebo ne tiri so ejina edwuma fi so enye sa na tie emra kwan enomode no enam so.
The Constitution requires confidentiality on the part of all parties. It is the reason why the presidency, on behalf of His Excellency the President, has refrained from commentary on the matter beyond stating what the President has done in compliance with the Constitution. So it would have been desirable that that constitutional provision was respected by Her Ladyship the Chief Justice, so that we do not have to engage in public commentary up until the time that the committee looking into the matter makes their determination. We are compelled, however, to correct certain misimpressions that were created at the briefing. To begin with, let me point out that as yet, nobody has been able to ascribe any known verifiable constitutional breach to the President in the way that he has handled this particular matter. From the very first steps in this matter, the president has kept fidelity to the Constitution and has respected the spirit and letter of the Constitution. Everything he has done has been by the book. That is why all those who have commented on the matter, including Her Ladyship the Chief Justice, have been unable to point to any specific provision under Article 146 that the president has been in breach of. Second, in terms of confidentiality, the president has acted strictly in accordance with the Constitution. At no point in time has the presidency put out anything in any way, shape, or form that remotely resembles any of the contents of the petition. And the only communication that has gone out on this matter have been about the steps that the president has taken in accordance with the 1992 Constitution, Article 146 to be precise. 3, Her Ladyship the Chief Justice all but insinuated that there was some political agenda at play to oust her, and that this whole process is a result of sin. Let me place on record, without fear of contradiction, and let me be clear that no such political agenda exists. His Excellency the President took an oath to which he was incidentally sworn by Her Ladyship the Chief Justice herself. And in that oath, he swore to abide by the 1992 Constitution. He is enjoined to act a particular way when he receives petitions of the sort that he has received. And that is all that His Excellency has done. He has had no choice in the matter. The president cannot say that he has a view about how things should be done, and therefore if petitions have come, he will fail to act. If he did that, he himself would be in breach.
Ghana man penya bi de eye Professor Jenana Opoku Agyemang ene wakasa chem se wakasa ache civil society organization se adwuma omobo no aban ehu na nani so pa eno nti aban bo ne homoden se obehwe ama emra bi a ewo parliament a eye non profit bill no omohwe na omagye atum se de ebe betimi ayemra na sa emra yi ene ka ho bi ema sa civil society organizations yi omokonkrase ekwe mpuntudwuma na se de ebe a yenje omoto na afi ana se sika omde ye adwuma no aban ebehwe na watimi aboa na sika omde ye adwuma no emfaso ana se aban entity omoto no eno na omohwe se de ebe a ebetimi abeyemra na Ghana man penya be de Her Excellency Professor Jenana Opoku Agyemang aka atromo se obehwe abone homoden se sa mra na akodi emra shebedwafie no ombehwe etimi amana beye emra.
What does it mean to reimagine financing? It means shifting from dependency to ownership. Ghana and many African nations are re-examining models that rely too much on aid. We are deepening domestic resource mobilization, broadening tax base, and reforming public financial management systems. Reimagining financing also means harnessing new resources such as blended finance, climate finance, diaspora bonds, and sovereign wealth vehicles that unlock local and global capital. But development financing is not just about money. It is about power and agency. That is why civic action must be central to our vision of development financing. There is currently no specific law in place that facilitates the activities of CSOs and nurtures the development of the civil society space. The non-profit bill is in the works, and we are committed to working with civil society to build consensus towards passing the bill into law.
Within the national context, we are all aware of the economic crisis, the high levels of our revenue that go into debt repayment and interest payments.
Yɛto asɛm no sɔre ɛkɔ MPP amanyɔkuo mu kane mampani Gye Kufuor ɛde nsɛm atodwa akyerɛ MPP ma sɛ amanyɔkuo deɛ obetumi akɔkɔ anim adi nkuguo na mmom san kɔka ho abom no aba w'anim a nokoredie ne hia so MPP ma ɛka nokore ɛkyerɛ mo ho a daakye papa bi ɛwɔ hɔ ɛde ma wo.
I do not want us to delude ourselves. We must ask, how come a party with the philosophy and vision for humanity, that's our main strength, humanity, of our tradition, how come we have been reduced to the current situation, a situation we all regret or must regret? How come? This thing didn't happen just like that. If we take care to look at the electoral history from 2016, 2020, 2024, and if we are sincere with ourselves, we would know that the electorate of Ghana has matured. Nobody can deceive it. I assure you, I believe this electorate, the Ghanaian electorate, I'm not talking of party electorate, has not rejected the value systems of our tradition. Who doesn't want respect for human rights? Who wouldn't want an economy that is generating wealth to benefit the entire population inclusively? Who would not support equality of opportunity for all the children of Ghana? All the children, from kindergarten through junior high, senior high to the universities. Ghana would support this. Who would want to live under a dictatorship that would grab people and put in detention 5 years without trial? Ghana does not support that. 2016, the nation very liberally gave us power, huge majorities. But just 4 years later, let's be critical with ourselves. What was the outcome of the 2020 election? And then just another 4 years, what was the outcome of the 2024 election? I believe we must be stopped in our tracks to tell the truth to ourselves. I believe such self-critical analysis would be the first step to our regaining power, and it's possible for even 2028. It's a very sad situation we are in now, and this is why I've chosen, I was invited to come and launch. I'm launching. The physical launch perhaps would be performed by another, but I'm using this occasion to tell the truth as I see it to all of us. This disease of high individualism, me tooism, was what led to our losing 79 election.
Abusafo ebeda ne ye ho age aboafo nkrato eba ani mado ne mpanyifo betena se na omde nkomo twetwe no ato amoso na ani me na nkomo imo de befa he
ene de ye fa ne se onse Chief Justice Omampeni amana tranche kakra be kansem bi na oman de emra na oman bia de tumpom ti ye hwede ye koso ne ahwese ma mi kire se ne mani mu na ho ndi so gya adwuma kwa ba be ye nse na ho kwanso ye de to no so no se wonyina so cross you we de me nipa mafom ti me ko bo se ni nyina so ntino so gya a e ba be ye nse na amada achimba te so dwuro okunanim na ekusi awiye na o kire man ma ne se de baaye no nokurenim tem ne ye hwe na ahwese de ekoso ye se san so ro kasa wiye no na kasa mafom amampani so abeka se maamene du bebe no se e ya manwesem no mudede pia na fiwo ono so kire se o mamra na wo mu se so obi twero bibisa amampani wo hutumi se o ye de waye no to we ni ba behwe na ya adwen kire firi o ma mmenu ya o mo ye sade ya NDC MPP fu e ono ya de o adwen kire
abusafo we ne nsema hodo na ani mado ne mpanyifo betena se no ma twetwe nkomo nanso no ye twa ho sima ye ba o de nkomo twetwe no betwa